Okay, now we're going to move on to our valves.
Okay.
Usually doesn't take an hour to work on a carburetor, but in this case it did. So we found a few things that needed to be tended to, which is going to be plus. Okay, now these. Excuse me. I'll save that O-ring for you. Now these here, you undo the tension on a clip right here, like that. Then you can pull the clip out without breaking it.
Cool. Made it look easy.
I've done one or two. Alright, now we gotta. You said you haven't adjusted these valves yet. I'm thinking maybe this one's a little loose.
Wow.
That one's loose, but it's not like that one.
Whoa.
So this one here is basically falling out of the bike. That's a little extra.
Wow.
That might be a little bit too loose there. That was that noise I was hearing when I was turning the motor over. I heard a little bit of click click going on. Okay, the push rod is straight, so the push rod didn't bend. So more likely what happened is, see this thing has no tension on it. They didn't jam the nut down enough, so it just rattled itself down. You have to tighten the jam nuts up enough to keep them tight. So this bike would not be running on this cylinder. So this is a one-cylinder bike right now. Okay, now we are in high gear right now, so I can turn the motor over. So I want to look at the valves. See how I'm on the overlap stroke right now?
Yes.
See how both valves are moving right now? But we're at top dead center. See, come on the other side over here.
Okay.
Now use a Phillips screwdriver, because if you use a straight blade screwdriver, this digs in, but it also snaps off. These you won't snap off, they'll just bend. In case you do something stupid like putting it there like that. It's supposed to be up like this. Okay, see how it's at top dead center?
Yes.
Right now. Okay, so that's where you adjust the valves at. But see, we're on the overlap stroke right now. If you had your thumb over here for compression, there would have been no compression. But if you look at those lifters over there, you can see that both of them are going up and down at the same time. So right now, both of these valves are open. So we're on the wrong stroke. So we have to bring this down. Here's the compression coming up. Then you put your screwdriver in there. Right at top center. And you can actually see the piston there if you had a little light in there. If you turn your little light on the side of the camera there, you can see in there. On the side it says light. Right here. You can actually see down in there probably a little bit and see what the piston looks like.
It's got a lot of carbon on it.
No oil?
No oil.
Good. Carbon good, oil bad. Okay, now we can see where these valves are at. Get my official tool. Official Harley tools. Okay, see the valves are loose. But see, we don't have up and down on them, see? That you can really see, but they're loose. Alright, now let's see how tight these things are in the adjusters here. Now, to work these correctly, you want to adjust them both at the same, both wrenches together to loosen up your bolts. You get more torque if you're using two nuts to do it. So right now I want to see just how much torque we had to loosen it. See how much that was?
Yeah.
Nothing.
Not much at all.
Yeah, nothing. And see, I also went from here to here before the push rod got tight.
Mm-hmm.
So this is how much free play you had in there. So now you want to tighten this thing up a little bit. See, that was 2 flats right there to tighten it. Okay, right now it's tight, which is good. So we'll go ahead and tighten both of these together. And see, I'm putting pretty good torque on that. And the push rod's still tight. So now it's too tight. So what I do is I loosen it up. Then I tighten the screw down and hold the nut. Then you tighten them both again.
Interesting.
Okay, these push rods are not fitting each other very well. They were kind of locked solid and they broke free and they're loose. So the balls are not, the ball and socket are not even yet. You got high spots in there, they're not broken in. So it kind of gives you a false idea where your clearance is really at. See, it's really loose here, but right here it's tight. So. Okay, so I know this is a little bit looser than I want right now, but it's close. I'm trying to do this so you can see it. So we loosen, tighten the valve a little bit, then tighten together. Then you wiggle it back and forth so the roller will center up on the cam. And then we see where we're at. See right there, it's loose, which is what we want, but it's tight everywhere else. So the push rod will beat itself in. Okay, now we go to this one. See, this one's just loose. Now this one we got the screw in the way, which is kind of makes it harder. Oh well. Okay, so we loosen a little bit. This one has a little bit more torque on it, but not as much as I use. So it's still loose. Still loose. Got tight. That out of the way. Loose. So we gotta loosen it up a little bit. Tighten the valve, and then tighten everything up. Now I gotta quit pushing on that because I'll break that off. So you gotta flip this over. You see, I'm right up against this here. So that means I gotta go over here. So now I got more room to tighten the bottom. And then we tighten it both. This one's more even. This one's real close, got just a couple little tight spots. So I want to loosen, tighten the valve, tighten, get another bite on it, whoop, and tighten a little bit more. A little bit more, loosen the valve up. Because I got a little more tightness on this bottom here. Because the more I tighten this, the looser the valve will get. Because I'm screwing the screw down as I'm tightening it. So you're kind of fighting against each other. So you gotta just play at it until you get it. Until I get that little extra right in there. And that's where I get that extra looseness comes in. Tight right now. Lift it up just a little bit. It's still tight. So now it's too tight. So tighten it. There it goes. Just a little, it's loose right there, but everything else is tighter. So I'd rather see just a little bit more looseness. So I'm just going to try to tighten a little bit more to get that little extra. See how a little bit I moved it?
Yeah. So it actually loosened up a little bit.
You loosen the push rod because I'm tightening the nut more.
I see.
So that got it more where I want it to be. I'm going over the tight spot right there, and then it drops off in the loose spot again. Okay. And
So when you're
you got three different things you're tightening all at the same time, but overall you're trying to get the set clearance here. But you also have to have these tight, otherwise this happens. So you got to kind of go back and forth. So I tend to over tighten these things so they stay permanently where I put them, because I don't want them to move. Okay, now